particularly you, your class, has an incredible window of opportunity to lead in shaping a new world order for the 21st century.
कोरोना के बाद एक नया विश्व ऑर्डर, एक नया ग्लोबल ऑर्डर.
We know about your new world order. We know about it. We won't be silenced about it, sir. We know about it. I'm sorry, national sovereignty will prevail. You guys think you guys can run things. You can't. I'm telling you right now, national sovereignty will prevail. You guys will never have a new world order. I'm just here to deliver that message right here. Look, in memoirs, how he's working against the secret cabal, against the U.S. government, towards one world order, one world government, a new world order.
He's working against one world order?
You want to help?
He's working against one world order.
No, he's working towards a new world order and destroying American sovereignty, and saying that he's working for a secret cabal against them.
I'm talking a tsunami, hundreds and hundreds of feet, if not thousands. Huge. That means if a tsunami like this will hit Manhattan, for example, all the buildings would collapse. You take control over the economy. You take control over the people.
60 million people died between 1900 and 1946. And since then we established a liberal world order, and that hadn't happened in a long while. A lot of people dying, but nowhere near the chaos.
We really need to bring China into the creation of a new world order, a financial world order.
For the international order that we have worked for generations to build. Ordinary men and women are too small-minded to govern their own affairs. That order and progress can only come when individuals surrender their rights to an all-powerful sovereign.
You have a world emergency if it happens in more than one place. You have a world emergency. You declare an emergency.
And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. And we've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it. So
there's a need for a new world order.
The new world order.
Novus Ordo Seclorum. A new order for the centuries, for the ages, forever.
The ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
You declare one world government. Nobody will resist. People will say thank you, and that's how you take over. If anybody will try to make one world government now, there will be a revolution in the streets. But if you bring them to their knees through a tsunami, for example, through some virus that's going to kill you, whatever, that's how they take you over. You change the laws. Look what happened in the last 2 years. How many laws were changed all over the world? Not only in the United States. They're doing things against the Constitution of their own countries. Governments are changing all over, and they're going against the people, basically taking control, reducing the population.
एक नया geopolitical equation ये बहुत तेजी से आगे बढ़ रहा है.
A safe place and a dangerous place. We must treat this new world order, this new world of COVID.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle.
Geopolitical equation की सारे व्याख्याएं बदल रही है, परिभाषाएं बदल रही है, और मेरे प्यारे परिवारजनों, आप गौरव करेंगे.
Next time. New world order, Mr. Rothschild. Right. New world order. Depopulation.
Oh, listen, who are you?
Genocide.
Who are you televising for?
Well, we're independent.
And then watch the truth be revealed, and you'll understand exactly why we are as exercised as we are about all these issues, and why when you look in the mirror, you're going to say, what an idiot. I cannot believe I was so stupid. The evidence will be so overwhelming. You will hang your head in shame for the rest of your miserable, selfish, lazy lives.
We know about your new world order, your NWO, and your wicked elites will not prevail. We are unto you. Gone are the days where all of us were just asleep to your wicked devices. Those days are gone. A lot more of us are awake now. We see, and we see it clear. We know what you're about, and we are prepared spiritually, first and foremost. So do what you got to do. It's all good. Like you heard when Rothschild was confronted about the NWO, he did not deny it. He was more concerned about what media, television, those guys that were interviewing him, confronting him, were part of, right? That was what he was more concerned about. He's not concerned about being a lie that there's this, underbelly cabal that is running the whole show, and they have nothing for your best interest. No, nada. Still have more clips to play, but as usual, this is Psalms the 64th chapter, beginning from the 5th verse. It says, "They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep." All praises to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakha HaKodash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continue to teach us this truth. Peace, salutation, shalom, shalom, shalom. To all you hopeful elect Akim out there pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. And to you, Akim and Akwat, that are listening and learning, to you, I say shalom. Right. And you heard the little clip we just seen. The whole premise was all about the NWO and how to bring it about, how to establish it, and for us to go along with it. You heard Barack Obama talking about how ordinary men and women, they don't have the mind to fully acknowledge the things that are happening around them, so they have to give over their sovereignty to some higher power, which is them, right? That's what it's all about. Total control of everything you do, and they want you to love it. They want you to go along with it. You see what I'm saying? Like a sheep to the slaughter. They lead you to your death, and they want you to just go, willy-nilly to it, which a lot of us are not gonna go, like they say, go quietly to the light or whatever, right? Nah, man. A lot of us are waking up. We know what you're about, and we're not having it anymore, right? We see you and see you clear. We can't just keep complying our way to our death, right? A lot of us have integrity now. We know what we stand on. We stand on truth, right? We stand on the truth, and we will stand on it for whatever end it will bring about. We're not gonna compromise anymore. Just because, just so we can have a day in your NWO. Nah, we're not going to compromise whatever it will cost us. Let it cost us, because it's already cost us everything we have. Just so, to this point, all our lives, our parents, they comply their way, and they pretty much sacrifice us on the altar of Baal, right? By them going along to get along with this whole agenda, and they pushed that on us. They didn't know any better. A lot of them didn't know any better, right? Now we are waking up to your bull crap, and we are calling you out on it. First and foremost, which is the truth that gave us the light to see through the darkness and know what time it is, and to stand on our integrity. You see? So to hell with you and your NWO. To hell with you and whatever promise that comes along with the NWO. Because we know you devils, man, you are always breaking your promises. That's how you get down. That's your MO, right? You talk the good talk, but you don't do what you're supposed to do. That's all you do. Talk, but you don't back it up. So this is Psalms, the 64th chapter again. Let's start from the first verse. It says, prayer for deliverance from the secret enemies. That's exactly what the NWO is. The Agenda 2021, the Agenda 2030, right? The Fourth Industrial Revolution, the Great Reset. So these are all the secret enemies that come together to plan on how to keep you down. So the Bible called them out on it, which is why the Bible is the best book out there. It has prophecies. It shows you what they do in the dark, and it shows you how to counter it. It shows you how to move in the world we're living right now, so you can't get caught out there, right? The first verse, it says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. That's King David, which is an Israelite. He says, hear my voice, O power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, in my prayer, preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. And your enemy are out there, man. They are in high authority, right? They have all the power. He got the whole world in his hands, right? That's the enemy right now. They have everything practically in their hands, right? Like it says in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You see what I'm saying? It says, the second verse, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, right? What is it? Your Davos meetings, right? Your Bilderberg meetings, your Trilateral Commission, right? UN, all that. This is the secret counsel of the wicked. Bohemian grooves, all of that, right? This is how they come together to plan how to jack you up, man. You see? So we are praying to be hidden from the secret counsel of the wicked. So when they come up with all these plans that they have, all these their agendas, it wouldn't affect us. Why? Because we have a power that is more stronger than they are on our side, which is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right? It says, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, that's all they do, to work iniquity. They talk about how to reduce pop, to bring it down. Remember your Georgia Guidestones and such, right? That's all the agendas, man. That's the workers of iniquity. How to feed you modified food and, feed you lab-grown meat, Your air is polluted. The water you drink has been fluoridated. Your minds are all messed up from the water you drink, from the food you eat. Your McDonald's, your KFCs, your Popeyes, your Chipotle's, and all of that, right? Wendy's, what have yous, right? That's how they mess you up. So these are the workers of iniquity. So you're praying to be hidden from all of that. You see? Because without it, you will get caught out there. You will get caught out there, man. All the frequencies that they beam throughout the waves. He is the prince and power of the air, right? They beam all these frequencies, all these radio waves, and, messing up your minds. It says the third verse, who whet their tongue like a sword. That wet right there is to sharpen. So they sharpen their tongue like a sword. In other words, what comes out of their mouth is hardcore. It can tear you to pieces, man. Look at the way they were so all into Ordo, Novus, Seclorum. You heard, what is her name? Damn, her name escapes me right now. Nancy Pelosi, right? Going into that, saying that's all we need. We need it now. We need it forever. The NWO, right? You heard Henry Kissinger. You heard George Soros, right? This is how they sharpen their tongue. You heard Barack Obama. You heard George Bush Sr., right? You heard Joe Biden. This is how they sharpen their tongue like a sword, right? And bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Bitter, very bitter words, right? They come up with their draconian measures and put you in a box, put you in a corner to bring you to your knees so you'll comply to whatever it is they throw at you. You see what I'm saying? That's all they do, man. That's the bitter words right there. They're draconian measures to get you, pressure from below, pressure from above. They're squeezing you, man. You see? The first verse, it says, that they may shoot in secret the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Who are the perfect? The perfect are the elect. The 144,000 that is spoken of in the Bible, and the rest of the 1/3. Right? These are the perfect right there, because all their battle, all the war they've proposed on the inhabitants of the earth by day, I mean the wicked elites, all that they do is to come against the elect. There's a battle between the wicked elites and the righteous elect. You see what I'm saying? That's that contrast right there. You see, let's read on. It says, the 5th verse, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. How do they do it? Through the meetings that they have, and they have all their think tanks, and they come up with elaborate ways on how to, mess you up. That's how they encourage themselves, and they look at it as, oh man, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a sustainable development, and it'll be good for the environment, and what have yous. That's how they sell it. They convince themselves that it's okay to just reduce the pop from 8 bill to 500 mil. You see what I'm saying? That's what they do, man. It says they commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? So all the meetings that they do, right? GOP this and COP 23 that. All those meetings that they do it in secret, and in their minds are like, who can see us? They don't know what we're about, but we see you now. Why? Because all your evil plans are being exposed. This is the time where the wicked is being revealed. So we know who you are. We know your MO. We know what you're about, right? So we see you through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. It says, the 6th verse, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. In other words, they go above and beyond to come up with all these agendas. That's how they accomplish a diligent search, right? They throw all the cards on the table, right? They leave nothing out. They turn every stone, every nook and cranny. They will try out every technique there is, you see, to make sure when they pull out this agenda, people will just flock to it. That's how they do, man. That's how they operate. And their mind, it says, but the inward thought of every one of them and their heart is deep. In other words, what goes on in their mind is just perverseness, and it runs deep. Their wickedness runs deep in their mind, because it all starts from the mind, right? And they're all in one accord. By they, I mean the wicked elites. You see? It says the 7th verse, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. So in other words, there is a judgment for all the things they've done, right? There's a judgment for them. And the ultimate judgment, the arrow that he's talking about, is the ICBM missiles, the nuclear missiles, the intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? The Satan 1 and Satan 2, which Russia has already come up with, that can destroy the whole of America, in a couple of, not even up to 2 hours, in an hour. The whole of America will be annihilated. So this is the arrows that will be shot at, It says, the 8th verse, so they shall make their tongue to fall upon themselves, all that see them shall flee away. What's that talking about? That's talking about how they expose themselves. And there's a saying out there that symbolism will be their downfall, right? Excuse me. Symbolism will be, so they're so proud, they don't mind to let you in on what they're doing. Most of the times they do it through the movies, right? Hollywood movies. If you're hip to it, if you already know what to look for, a lot of these movies are very telling. They are more telling than your news. All they do is lie to you in the news, and then they tell you the truth in the movies, if you know how to decipher it. You see what I'm saying? And you have your whistleblowers, you have your all of that, see? So this is how their tongue is falling upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Why will you flee away? Because you know them for what they are. You don't want no parts in anything that they're trying to sell you, right? You know them for who they are when they tell you it's going to be safe and effective and when they say, what's that scripture? This one, where they say peace and safety, right? When they're trying to sell you peace and safety and all that, right? You know there's nothing good to come out of that. Nothing good comes out of the agendas, right? So when you see them trying to sell you some bullshit, you get the fuck away from them, right? It says all men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. Because when the Most High brings down the wicked, man, that would be a terrible moment. You know, the whole earth will know that the Most High did this. The God of the Bible did this. You see? And it will put serious fear on all the inhabitants of the earth. That's what it's about, man. So the righteous shall be glad in the Lord. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and shall trust him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. So when the wicked are brought down, guess what? The righteous will be brought up. And when we are brought up, we'll trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, because through the trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, the kingdom will be established in righteousness. You know? And all the upright in heart shall glory. You see? And how are we able to see these devils for who they are and do and all that they do, right? Because we've been given an advantage. And it says here, Revelation, the 3rd chapter and the 18th verse. It says, I counsel thee to buy me of gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich. And that gold tried in the fire is the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And this is the true riches, right? And white raiment, the white raiment also goes into the truth, that thou mayest be clothed, right? And that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear. So when you put on this truth, like an armor, it tells you that in Ephesians, the 6th chapter, you know, the helmet, the girdle, you know, all of that, right? The whole armor, put on the whole armor. So that's the raiment, that's the cloth. The whiteness of it is the purity of it, the righteousness of it, right? That's why it's white. So when you put it on, you won't be naked, because that nakedness is the evil that is done upon the earth, the wickedness that is done upon the earth. When you are drawn to the dark side, guess what? You become naked. That's why in Genesis it talks about Adam and Eve were naked. It's not like they were naked, you know, like bucket naked. Nah, it wasn't like that. It was because they had not the truth. You know, they had sinned. So once you sin, you become naked in a metaphorical way, because you are no longer having that armor, right? Put on the whole armor, right? So that's what is going into here. It says that thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. So that's what it is. So this is why we boldly say we know what you're doing, you wicked elites. We see you for what you were doing, all your agendas you've been planning. You can't wait to bring it to fruition. We see you. We see you clear. Even though you do it in the dark, we can still see you, because you have this eye salve. You know, all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai for it. You know, so a lot of our family members that are asleep, you try to tell them, they can't see what you see. Why? Because they don't have this instrument right here, which is the truth, the eye salve, which is the light. You know, you're like an owl that can see in the dark. You see, they don't have that. You see what I'm saying? Let's play.
I believe.
Let's play some more clips. There's a whole lot of clips I have. Well, let's kind of like hit the major ones. Let's hit this a little bit.
In 1994, the World Population Summit in Cairo, Egypt, had 160 nations participate, where they all agreed that the human population was out of control and must be stopped because the world is running out of resources. An agreement was formed that would mandate the reduction of humans from 6 billion to 800 million by the year 2030, This meant finding a method or methods to wipe out nearly 95% of the population. Solutions were discovered, investigated, tested, then created, and have been in full force since. The procedures have been inflicted onto the human race are as follows. 1. Toxic levels of chemically enhanced fluoride have been secretly added to our drinking water over the last 20 years in every city and community on the planet. I personally oversaw the delivery of fluoride barrels to Denver, Chicago, Tampa, and Minneapolis water departments. The adverse effects of fluoride poison to the human body are numerous and debilitating. The effects to children is damage to their neurological development, among other serious ailments. 2. Man-made viruses.
Yeah. YouTuber give me a strike for that, but you heard the man. He was going into all the methods that they're using to bring about these agendas that they have. One of the agendas is, you can read it right there, right? The pop dick, right? So that's one of that, which is all about bringing in their NWO, right? They have to reduce the pop, and they will sell you that Malthusian theory. In other words, that resources is finite, and we have to reduce the pop to be able to so we wouldn't run out of resources. It's never about how to increase the resources. It's never that, right? Oh no, why would we think about that? It's about to reduce you, right? Not about to increase the resources, because the earth is a big ass earth we're living in, right? It can always produce things. But no, they wouldn't want to do that. Nah, why would they? So the first thought is to actually reduce you, not to increase the resources. And, meanwhile, they'll hoard everything to themselves, right? They'll hoard everything to themselves. There's another clip I want to find out.
Crisis makes it tempting to ignore the wise restraints that make men free. But each time we do so, each time the means we use are wrong, our inner strength, the strength which makes us free, is lessened.
The difference of this fourth industrial revolution is it doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you. If you take genetic editing, just as an example, it's you who are changed. And of course this has a big impact on your identity.
The goal is to destroy all existing religions save theirs, all existing governments save theirs, and shackle the mob in a system of eternal oppressive debt chained to a computer for the rest of their life, and a propagandized world to make them believe that they are happy in this system.
And then the Blessed Mother is always, every statue, she's standing on the head of a serpent. You've heard the term, symbolism will be their downfall. Well, then you think about the snake in the Garden of Eden, and then you see the cover of Time magazine, 1999, where they show human DNA and they show a snake around it and the human genome.
When you began to do that kind of gene editing, some people worry that you were changing what it means to be human.
That's the problem. Of course, the new industrial revolution offers us many opportunities, but it raises manifold questions on the ethical, but even legal implications.
In conclusion, and despite all the challenges, we have to uphold our responsibility, which we have towards the next generation, and which we can only fulfill through collaboration on a national and on a global level.
Yep. This is all what the NWO entails, right? Because part of that is to change you. They have to change you. That's why you heard Klaus Schwab talk about how what they are doing with the fourth industrial revolution doesn't change what we are doing, but it changes us. Hence why they push that Darwinism theory, right? The evolution thing. Because, since we came from animals and we're now what we are now as humans, the next step will have to be a robotic, type of human. You see? So that is the evolution. So we have to evolve from what we are right now to a mechanical being, to a cyborg, so to speak. You see what I'm saying? That's why they push that, evolution madness with Darwinism and all that, right? Because if you believe in Darwinism, what will stop you to believe that our next evolution will be man merged with machine? You see? That's what it all, transhumanism. That is part of the NWO. You cannot take away transhumanism from NWO. It's part of that. That is why in the Bible they warns you about taking the mark of the beast. Because that mark of the beast, that is the ultimate transhumanism right there. You have to merge you with machines. See? The biological aspect merged with machines, merged with AI. That is your fourth industrial revolution. That is your great reset, right? But it's nothing but wickedness. You see? It's nothing but wickedness. It sounds good to somebody that doesn't know any better, right? It might sound good to them, but they're nothing good about it. This is Job, the 18th chapter, and the 5th verse. It says, "Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out." What is that light? That's where you get the term Illuminati from. The enlightened ones. That's where you get Lucifer from. Just means light bearers, right? Lucifer, Illuminati, light bearers. So who are the light bearers? Well, they're the illuminated ones of the Rothschild, your Rockefellers, your Oppenheimers, your Merovingians, right? You know who they are, the usual suspects. See? So these are your Illuminatis, the illuminated ones. These are your Lucifers. So the light of the wicked shall be put out. In other words, this false wisdom that they have, this pseudo wisdom that they have, will be put out. It will be taken from them, right? To be able to turn a man to a woman, man, that is some sci-fi witchcraft type shit right there. So all that kind of knowledge will be taken from them to be able to merge men with machines and turn them into cyborgs and things. That all that wisdom will be taken from them, right? Their light will be put out. To be able to deceive the world the way they do will be put out. And we're seeing it right now, right? That's why we say we see them for what they are doing, their NWO agenda and all that. And we're not falling tricks to it no more. Because now we can see that the light is slowly but surely being put out. We can call their bullshit from a mile away. It used to be a time where they can pull a wool over your eye. You can't see nothing. But now they can't even do that no more. They will pull a propaganda and it doesn't even take minutes. It's being deciphered in the internet, right? People are calling them out for, oh man, that's some bull. We don't believe you. You need more people, right? That's what it is. So it says, and the spark of his fire shall not shine, right? Going into his light and all that, being able to, have that pizzazz, if you will, over the people. It's like you're in a spell. They put you in a spell. You can't even think straight when they're selling you their bullshit. Next thing you know, you're all into it. You're all engulfed in their lies. That's not going to work anymore. You see, Proverbs, the 13th chapter and the 9th verse, it says, the light of the righteous rejoiceth, but the lamp of the wicked shall be put out. Right? So while the light, which now, remember we read earlier in Revelation, the 18th chapter, I believe, about the eye salve, right? The eye salve, which is the light of the righteous that we have now, it rejoiceth. Meaning it keeps increasing, right? It keeps abounding. But the lamp of the wicked shall be put out. That's the contrast right there. That's balance. So while they're going down, while their false pseudo-science and pseudo-knowledge is being depreciated, guess what? The light of the righteous is increased. You see? That's beautiful right there, man. That's beautiful. You get what I'm saying? Really beautiful, man. And why is the light of the wicked being put out? Well, let's get it real quick. So this is Obadiah 1 and 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? So the things that they do in the dark, they could, plan all their secrets and all that, but they're being searched out. They're being called out for the bullshit that they've been pulling, right? In an instant. So by so doing, the light and the lamp of the wicked is going out. Because it tells you that then shall the wicked be revealed. So now we know who the wicked are. We know what he's going to do. He's never going to do anything righteous. So even when he's trying to sell you something wicked, package it in the righteous wrapper, right? Wrapped it up in a righteous form, but inside of it is nothing but abominable and wicked devices. You see, you know what it is. You know what it is. Right? The scripture talks about never trust your enemy, right? So we know not to trust him, even no matter how sweet words and polished vocabulary he comes at you with, being all poised and coming at you all meek. You know what he is. He can't wait to slay you because he is the wicked. And the wicked will do wickedly. Right? Let's get there real quick. Made white. Yep. Here it is. We'll end off with this. This is Daniel's the 12th chapter and the 9th verse. It says, and he said, and he is the angel that gave Daniel the visions. It says, go that way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end, which we are at the end. I mean, from the secular world, they are quick to tell you, man, we're living in the end times, right? And some people that don't even, associate themselves with the scriptures, with the Bible or nothing like that, but they can see that we are at the end. We are at the end of an age, which is the age of the wicked, right? So the 10th verse, it says, many shall be purified and made white. You remember the scripture we read earlier about the white raiment, the clothing that is white, that is righteousness, right? You've been purified through the word, through the fire that comes with the hell we catch on this side by just knowing the truth. It tells you that the scripture, how's it go? It says, he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey, right? So when you try to, going through the process of purification, you become a prey to the world, to your family, right? They're looking at you sideways, right? But it is a good thing. It is a good thing. That is to show you that you're no longer off the wall, even though you live in the world, right? It says that many shall be purified and made white and tried. What is it trying? The tribulation, the hell we go through, right? It is for a purpose. It's not just, you're not just catching hell just to catch hell. You're catching hell for the betterment of you, right? That's how you get purified. You see? Just like a gold in the fire, acceptable of men, are tried in the furnace of adversity. You see? It says, but the wicked shall do wickedly. The wicked shall do wickedly. And none of the wicked shall understand. So while we are being made white and purified and cleansed, and our righteousness and our light is shining brighter and brighter, guess what? The wicked will keep doing what they do best, doing wickedly, because there's nothing else they can do, right? So that's the balance of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. It says, but the wise shall understand. This is why we understand. We understand their NWO. We see what they are doing, right? We call them out on their bullshit because we are part of the wise. It's all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You know, to see us worthy in these times, to let his light shine upon us and to give us the wisdom and understanding to understand the times we're living in, to understand his prophecies. You see? And with that, all praises to the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Racha HaKodash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone. See you next time, Lord willing. Shalom. Shalom.